The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. When the Pharisees with some scribes who had come from Jerusalem gathered around Jesus, they observed that some of his disciples ate their meals with unclean, that is, unwashed hands. For the Pharisees, and in fact all Jews, do not eat without carefully washing their hands, keeping the tradition of the elders. And on coming from the marketplace, they do not eat without purifying themselves. And there are many other things that they have traditionally observed: the purification of cups and jugs, and kettles and beds. So the Pharisees and scribes questioned him, "Why do your disciples not follow the tradition of the elders, but instead eat a meal with unclean hands?" He responded, "Well did Isaiah prophesy about you hypocrites, as it is written, 'This people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. In vain do they worship me, teaching as doctrines human precepts.' You disregard God's commandment, but cling to human tradition." He summoned the crowd again and said to them, "Hear me, all of you, and understand. Nothing that enters one from outside can defile that person, but the things that come out from within are what defile. From within people, from their hearts, come evil thoughts, unchastity, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, licentiousness, envy, blasphemy, arrogance, folly. All these evils come from within, and they defile." The Gospel of the Lord.
You know, I am still learning faith, following Jesus. Sometimes I saw that I am only a religious person. I went to church, I prayed, but for what? In the past, I didn't even ask myself such questions. I was just doing my Sunday duty. I went to confession several times a year because that was what the commandment said. And the fact that I have sinned, so I went to confession after a few months and it was gone. I wasn't worried about it. And that's it. It was my religiosity, but without a foundation. It was such a duty of a young Catholic, young teenager. Faith began to fascinate me from the moment I noticed that Jesus was not forcing me to do anything. Jesus presents me with a business offer. Look, Aleksander, here, this is it. And here, this is something different. Choose. Choose. What's better for me? What will give me life? If I fulfill all the commandments for every letter of the law, will it make me a better person? Or rather, it will make me more nervous. that I still have to fulfill this and that. And here, I said this prayer wrong. Oh gosh, so I have to start again. My mistake. I have to do this and that, or God will get angry with me. And I became a slave to my habits, slave to the commandments. And we are not to be slaves to the commandments. The commandments are for us to come something, so that we can achieve something. But what are we to achieve? What am I going to accomplish in this religion? What? The person of Jesus evokes many emotions and doesn't allow anyone to pass by indifferently. Jesus gives you a choice. This is like a sword. You are either with me or against me. And look, this gospel is all about choice. Hey man, choose. Choose. What does it give you life? God or human traditions? And look, the Pharisees' allegations about cleanliness make sense. As a children, we were taught that we should wash our hands before eating. When we sit down at the table to eat something, our hands should be clean. But in this scene, it's not about cleanliness in the sense of getting rid of dirt and bacteria from our hands, but it's about ritual purity. I saw this ritual while I was in Jerusalem. Before the Jews came to the wall of the temple, before they started praying, they washed their hands with water in a special place, believing that this was why they were cleansing themselves in order to be able to stand before God. And Jesus says, you have turned God's commandments into human tradition. What's going on here? Everything that Jesus is talking about here can fit into the question, for whom am I doing this? For whom am I doing this now? Sometimes people say that, well, I go to the church, so what? So what? Well, I go to confession every month, so what? Well, I baptize a child, I got married in the church, Father, but so what? For whom am I doing this? For me? For you? For Jesus? I experienced Jesus in this, Am I experiencing the living God? Or does my experience only end with being in the church only? You know, when we leave the church, we often behave differently than we are in the church. In the church, we try to be quiet, polite, hands nicely folded in prayer, like a saint. Gloria. And after that, when we leave the church, it begins judging, using bad words, talking. I will talk to my parents like this, and I will talk to my friends in a different way, and I will and with my girlfriend, in the evening, I will talk completely different. And with God sometimes I remember to talk with Him. So I am asking, who am I real? And when am I real? Which of these situations am I real? Is it the one who is in the church, or maybe the one who talks in his friend and brags? We often put on masks and pretend. We can be real, we can be authentic. So Jesus tells us, you honor me with your lips. You say prayers beautifully. You sing in the church beautifully. But with your heart, you are far from me. So for whom am I doing all of this? What is more important for me? To meet Jesus at least once in my life, but so truly. Or to attend Holy Mass every Sunday, but then feel that it bores me. Holy Mass bores me, Father. These prayers bore me. It is still the same, and it is. And it can be. The problem is not that it bores me, but the problem is that I stopped seeing Jesus in it and started seeing only ritual. My goal is to come to Jesus, always. This is why the commandments and the sacraments are given, to help me to see Jesus in what I do and in what I experience. And Jesus doesn't force me to do anything, but He gives me a choice. He says, follow me if you want. And I will show you where the real impurity is, not outside of you, but inside, in your heart. This is where you have problem. Problem like jealousy, pride, judgment, impure deeds, and other difficult matters. This is where your problem is. What can change you? God or this world? Choose. Let me heal you, but only if you want to. So do you want? Do you? Yeah, thank you. Do you want?